19 years ago this morning, tens of million Americans woke up on a day like today and got ready to get on with their life. A bond trader at Cantor Fitzgerald, a pastry chef at Windows of the World, artists on the 91st and 92nd floor of the World Trade Center, daycare workers who worked in the child care center in the World Trade Center, flight crews from American and United Airlines. They've already been at work for hours. They got up very early. They met the crew van at the hotel, got to the airport. They're pre-flighting their aircraft, looking at the weather, taking a look at their fuel, shooting the shit, loving life, smiling, looking forward to when they're going to see their family again. I was awakened the morning of September 11th by a phone call from my mother-in-law who lived here in Boca on the East Coast. I lived in Fort Worth at the time. Somebody hit the World Trade Center with a plane. I said, all right, whatever. I got to pack. Probably some idiot in bad weather or a small airplane, whatever. I got to pack. Right? The morning, 19 years ago this morning, September 11th, 2001, I was scheduled for my first flight as a pilot for American Airlines. I left FedEx. I was a pilot at FedEx. I left FedEx for a better lifestyle, right? Instead of flying from midnight to 8 in the morning and trying to make it to the hotel before the sun comes up like a vampire, I was flying F-18s for the Naval Reserve out of Naval Air Station Fort Worth for Strike Fighter Squadron 201, the Hunters. Because most of the guys in that reserve squadron flew for American Airlines. I mean, that was, back in the day, that was the lottery, man. You won the lottery. You're flying for American Airlines and you're flying the F-18 Hornet for the reserves on the weekend, man. Life couldn't get any better. So I started packing for my trip. I was supposed to fly from DFW to Miami and then from Miami to Cancun. I was supposed to be in a conga line the night of September 11th. Went out, saw the TV in the living room, and I'm like, whoa. Wasn't bad weather. It was a beautiful day in New York City. Blue skies, big smoking hole. Just going through my mental aviation checklist of how this could have happened. Next plane hit. I knew immediately as soon as that plane hit, the second plane hit, we were under attack. I ran into my bedroom. I still have my American Airlines uniform from that day in the plastic. It was all pressed and tailored, and it's still sitting there as a reminder to me. I pushed that out of the way. I threw on my old flight suit. Didn't even tie my boots. Jumped in my old, I had an 89 Porsche, man, 911 convertible. I broke the land speed record going down Interstate 35. I did about 120, 130 miles an hour in that old thing. And got out to Naval Air Station Fort Worth just as they closed it and went to a combat posture, threat con delta. Now me and one of my squadron mates made it out there. Gruff, Lieutenant Commander McGrath, great American. Called down to maintenance, man. Chief, how many we got? We got 4 up jets, sir. I said, make them fully mission capable, fully combat capable. Got a call from the Air Force Reserve Squadron next door, the Spads, the 457th Fighter Squadron. And they were tied into NORAD. Why? Because they're a rich Air Force squadron, right? We're a Navy Reserve Squadron in the middle of Texas. And they said, come on over to the command post. We got about 4 of us who made it out here. So Gruff and I ran over there as the jets got ready. And went to the command post. About 4 other F-16 buddies, all citizen soldiers. Some of these guys were also airline pilots. The F-16 pilots, they said, hey guys, we're going to loan you some bullets and some Sidewinders. We're going to arm you up. We're going to get armed up first. So these citizen soldiers on 9/11 in the command post, tied into NORAD, we had a brigadier general there. I didn't wait. Gruff and I didn't wait for command from some higher authority. Our commanding officer was a Delta Airlines pilot who was actually airborne. Gruff and I knew we just had to execute. Ain't no training for this, man. It is time to act. As the 6 of us, 2 Navy F-18 pilots and 4 F-16 pilots briefed to get airborne over the United States of America. Armed. The Pentagon got hit. Saw it live. Whew, just absolutely surreal. The Spads, actually, so Gruff and I went and sat alert 5. We manned our aircraft. As the Spads got airborne, they actually intercepted a jet and put that down. It was insane. It was absolute insanity, man. And then to see the tower, it was just, I can't even, those attacks changed the arc of my life. Not the arc of my life, man. How about 2,977 Americans? Not even going to mention the other 19 evil scumbags burning in hell right now. My God, man. What an absolute tragedy. People jump to their deaths. Instead, here's your choice. Burn to death or jump. We had jumpers. For Christ's sake, we had Americans on United 93. Let's roll. Let's take over this aircraft. What the fuck happened to this country, man? We were united on September 11th. What happened? Against an enemy. 15 citizens from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia executed a surprise attack greater than Pearl Harbor. What do we do? Attacked Afghanistan, went to war with Iraq. Nice job, George Jr. Complete idiot. Let the Bin Laden family escape from America. Put them on an airplane. Got them back to Saudi Arabia. Dad and George with their oil contacts. We went to war with the wrong country. I'm fairly certain if 15 Americans hijacked some Saudi Arabian airliners and crashed them into Mecca, they would have been blowing themselves up in the mall here. It's ridiculous. Went to war with the wrong country. George, you're a disgrace. Absolutely horrific. Changed the arc of my life. I'm not thankful. Christ almighty, I'm not thankful for 9/11. I had to scramble, man. I remember getting hired, Bob Kudwa, great Marine Corps fighter pilot, great American. He was the chief pilot of, I think it was the chief pilot of American Airlines at the time. When I was hired at American Airlines, I got a color, a letter with color letterhead and stationery and signed by, I think it was Bob, saying welcome aboard, Edward, signed in ink. On October 1st, 2001, I got a photocopied letter from HR, American Airlines HR. It was off-center too, like they, it said, "Dear crew member, you're furloughed." In the blink of an eye, I lost everything, man. I lost that rich airline job. I lost my health care. Just moved from base housing in the military. So what little money I had saved up, I had a down payment on my first house. Everything gone. Healthcare in the blink of an eye. I had to scramble, man. One point I was working 5 jobs. Susie was a waitress at an Italian restaurant in South Lake, Texas, man. My son Matthew, 18 months old. Susie would go in for her shift at night as a waitress, and we'd go to family meal. I'd bring Matthew to family meal before they'd feed the employee. I'd take my son in. I had 5 jobs. Susie was waiting tables, and we did what we had to do. But and in that time, it was that was a tough time. I still remembered. My God, man, people had it tougher. Seeing images of parents, wives, husbands, fathers, sons, putting their pictures. Have you seen this person up on? Somebody's always got it worse, right? So I kind of picked myself up, man, and you got to get on with it, right? You got to get on with your life. But I will never forget. I will never forget this day. What breaks my heart is I think that a lot of Americans have forgotten. An enemy, a radical enemy, based on hatred of this country. Their ideology tried to destroy us, and we came together. Those same type of evil forces are swirling together right now to destroy this country. What are you going to do about it? people that think this country's evil, that Americans are evil. Man, this is the best fucking country in the world. And if you don't like it, leave. Leave, man. Get on a boat, get on a plane, and get the fuck out if you don't think this is the best country in the world. I'd love to get a postcard from you from North Korea or Cuba or Russia or China. Enough, man. I took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And we got some domestic enemies in this country today. Don't let it happen to this country. On 9/11, we were united as a country. Let's do it again. We can do it. Please take some time today. Please take some time today to reflect on your life, on our country, and what we can do to make it better. Have a great rest of your day. God bless, and God bless the United States of America.